Hey viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is one I hadn't planned on doing, but because it was so simple, but I hit enough snags that I figured I would kind of go through what I did. So as you can see by the shot here, mailbox. I finally got one up 6 months after moving in. Finally got a mailbox up, and so I figured I'd take you through that process. Now, it's not rocket surgery as you might expect, and pardon the noise, I'm obviously by the road and I'm across the road, so my mailbox has to be across the road. So there's the place, right? So can't avoid the traffic. So we decided to go with a very simple mailbox, and this was a good lesson for me, because when I wanted to put a mailbox up, my initial idea was, oh, well, I could get like some cedar posts, and I could do like some really cool like mortise and tenon joinery on it to create something like this, but make it out of cedar and then stain it where it perfectly matched the pillars at the house, and etc, etc. And I just didn't have time, right? I had too many other projects, had to do simple. So you go to Home Depot and you buy the prefabbed post, right? And I stained it using the same stain as we used in the rest of the house, and this is like, you know, pine, right? So it didn't turn out exactly perfect, but it was good enough. All right, it was good enough. So we decided just to prefab mailbox. The reason I'm videoing is I wanted to talk about a few things. First off, digging the post. All right, I just used a manual post hole digger and various other tools because, as luck would have it, I of course would pick the one piece of ground that has the giant piece of sandstone that's blocking my path, right? And there it is, right? Big old rock I had to bust up by hand, which involved a chisel and a 5-pound sledge down in the hole. So that was not fun. So be prepared for stuff like that. Murphy's Law and such. I think if I had an SDS hammer, that would have been a lot easier, but I didn't. So you make do with what you have, right? So that was trouble. The next trouble was we bought the post, we bought the mailbox, but there's an adapter plate that you have to buy, or unless you want to fabricate something, to mount the post to the mailbox, or mailbox to the post rather. Didn't know that, so I go to mount it. I'm like, how's this go? And then this turns out, oh, not at all. So 15 bucks later, right, for a post or for a mounting bracket, and we're good. But again, something we didn't know. So hopefully that'll save you the extra trip to Lowe's to grab that. And so yeah, I mean, again, little stuff, not a big deal, right? But stuff that I didn't know that I learned, so I figured I'd share. The other thing that I did was I reinforced this structure here and here. So this thing got really wobbly, you know, just from being kind of, you know, set on the ground or whatever. So they just nail it here and here. And then again, you got like, let me get you a frame here, kind of nails here, right? So I just ran two screws in here, and then a screw here and a screw on the other side, because you can see how they do like kind of like a rabbit or whatever this is called, right? Where these two lock together, kind of a joint. And so you can run a screw on either side and kind of sandwich those together, and then two screws to pull this together, because those nails were really loose. Like they only used 2 nails here and then 2 nails there. So very cheaply made, but also cheaply purchased. So I can't complain too much. But a couple extra screws. This was a good use for like the random screws that I had laying about from construction that is like, you know, I'm not going to throw them away, but I, you know, use them for something. This is a good something, right, to use that stuff up with. So that's all I got. Quick video. Mailbox. It's a Gibraltar size medium, if you were curious. Get you the other angle. That's it. You know, the way I had to do for the height on the road and trying to get it to match my neighbors and everything, I ended up digging down about 21 inches or so, which I think is perfectly fine. And then I used a whole 80-pound bag of concrete in that hole. And so that pretty much filled up the hole and then backfilled a little with dirt. So hopefully it's not going anywhere. We'll see. But okay, that's all I got. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video.